All right, here we go. Salute to Knicks Nation on this Monday evening. Another edition of KFTV Live, CP the franchise in the building. We got Morelli back with us, man, for a Game 4 debrief. And we say Game 4 because the New York Knicks handled business once again in the Mother's Day Massacre down in Philadelphia, a.k.a. the new Madison Square Garden, a.k.a. the KnicksFanTV Mobile Arena. Making quick work out of the Philadelphia 76ers. But this Knicks team is moving different. We are going to talk about why this team is looking red hot and dangerous walking into the Eastern Conference Finals a little bit differently than they did last year. But either way, lock in. Hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe to the channel. Call us up on the KFTV Discord. And let's get into it, man. Key stats and sound bites from Game 4. But first, man, how you feeling, man? How you feel, man?
I texted you this last night.
Yeah.
That I feel like I'm going to wake up from a dream. I'm waiting for someone to pour like cold water on my head and I'm just going to wake up because this is unprecedented at this point, what they're doing. It's not even like, oh, they're playing great basketball and they're playing a level above what they played during the season or whatever. They're playing right now like the best team we've ever seen. That's what we're seeing in these last 7 games since they've made this switch schematically and really intensity-wise, and you see it on both sides of the ball. They're now playing like one of the best teams. You're going to read the stats, I'm sure, like one of the best teams in NBA history. So, and this, in football, this can happen. We've seen like the Giants get hot at the end of the year in years past, although they weren't blowing teams out like this.
Yeah,
they got hot. You don't see NBA teams in the middle of the playoffs flip a switch like this and then just take off the way the Knicks have. I think I'm alive right now. I believe I am. I don't think something happened to me and I'm in the afterlife.
Yeah, right.
But it's absolutely, I don't want to miss a second. All I want to do is see all Knicks coverage. I'm watching people who I don't even like talk about the Knicks because that's how excited they have me right now.
Yeah. Well, that's why, like, with me and you running on fumes, it's like, we gotta go live and talk about it, man, because the excitement is through the roof, but rightfully so. I mean, this team, the chemistry is just off the charts. They are locked in, they are dialed in, and their point differential, especially in these closeout games. They beat the Hawks by 50, they're up by 40 on Philly. It's just insane, but it's a team that is on a mission, man. And, you go back to yesterday, I was so happy to see Deuce just break out of that slump. Going into that road trip, I wanted to see, those are the two guys I was highlighting because I know Jalen was going to walk into his points. Carl was going to have no problem as long as he stood out on the court. But to me, I wanted to see the role players like a Deuce and a Shamet really break out of their funk. And Deuce did so in a major way, man. Team high 25 points for Deuce. And it was great to see him snap in the nets. It was tremendous.
Yeah, and I think, look, they're going to need everyone going forward, right? Because now it's going to go a level up going to these series, assuming they're probably going to play Detroit. You never know. Obviously, that game's tonight.
8 o'clock.
Likely Detroit, who's handled them this year. And then obviously in the NBA Finals, if they were to get that far, they're going to need all these guys. You know what I mean? Because they're going to need Deuce. They're going to need Shamet. Even if they get OG back, it's all hands on deck. And to me, what Deuce has been a guy, because he's been in and out of the lineup this year, he's been a rhythm player ever since I've watched him early in his career. When he gets into a streak, he's a streaky guy. When he gets into a streak, he gets hot. He gets hot over a period of time. He missed some time this year. He came in and out. That affected him at the end of the year. I thought I saw some good signs from him early in the Hawks series. Then he kind of went back a little bit early in this Philly series. It was great to see him come out of it. And I just think what emblemized what the Knicks are at this point was early in the first quarter. You'll remember this play. They were on a secondary break. Jalen got the ball in the right wing. He had a wide open three. There was no one within 30 feet of him. He could have easily taken the shot. But what does he do? He dishes it to Deuce in the corner for a corner wide open three. And he makes the shot. And I don't know if that would have happened a few weeks ago. Not because Jalen shouldn't have taken the shot. It's just the Knicks are playing such unselfish basketball right now. They're playing for each other. They don't care who gets the shot. They just want to win, and they're going to do whatever they can to win. And I just thought that, to me, told me everything about where this team is. They're dialed in more than any team I've seen in my lifetime.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And here was Jalen Brunson after the game in speaking on our guy Deuce McBride, man. Hang on one second. Let me load it up. Salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, man, CP the franchise, Morelli in the building. Here was the captain talking about Deuce in yesterday's game. Here we go.
When did you start to notice that he had that too, and how did it show to you?
He's had it, and it's who he's been. I don't think maybe you guys have seen it now, but I, to be honest, I've seen it since the first day I met him. There was a time where that I think coach told Deuce like to move the ball or something. Deuce shot a shot that wasn't the best shot at some point during the season, and then I think the next possession down, he came down, shot again, and made it. So that's the confidence level he has in himself, and then we all have in him.
All right, so that's the captain, Jalen Brunson. Right now, their two-man game. I was trying to find the stat, but hang on, I'm trying to find the stat from. Sorry, I think it's Evan Sideman. Their two-man game, Brunson and Deuce, is like one of the highest in the playoffs right now.
Yeah, and you know. Yeah. We've seen in the past, even going back to last year, some of their best lineups were with Brunson and Deuce in the lineup. So we know that works. That has worked. Deuce has filled in before. You don't want it to be because of an injury to OG, obviously, because he's one of the most important players on the team. But Deuce has filled in every chance he's got. When he's played with the starting lineup, he's done a great job, which is why, I've called for that going back to early in the year. Now I don't believe that anymore, but I did call for that early in the year.
Yeah.
And I do think he's capable of filling in for any of those three guys that are at the wing. You don't even playing that guard spot and playing it well with Jalen because he's great. You've talked about it too. He is not a point guard. He is a shooting guard. He is a spot up. He can attack a little off the dribble, but he doesn't have an extensive bag. He's not a play shot creator for other people. He is a guy that will play off of Jalen beautifully. And he is a guy that if you give him opportunities, he's going to fill it up. And he showed it. He showed it last night. And listen, they needed it. He needed it. Now it's like Mikal when he got his confidence at the end of the Hawks series, right? In that game 6, it carried over a Philly. You hope this was the Deuce confidence game in game 4 of this series that'll carry over to the conference finals.
Yeah, for sure. And that's why, that's part of where Brown got into trouble. You remember game 2 against the Hawks where that lineup that he had out there, it was Deuce, Shamet, Clarkson, I believe it was OG and Mitch, I believe. And I'm like, yo, this is getting hairy. And they're forcing Deuce as a backup point guard. And Mike Brown quickly learned we can't. This is not the regular season no more.
About it at halftime. We were at the game, I remember. We spoke about it. We were like, what is going on right now?
What is going on? So thankfully, Mike Brown made that adjustment. And that's part of what made this team really come together is because also the rotations, the mix of bench and starter was much better after that game. I thought Mike Brown learned very quickly. You cannot go to that. And now you're getting the best version of Deuce. And like you said, he can come in for Mikal. He can come in for OG. The chemistry with Brunson is great. He can play off of Brunson and Towns' gravity and do what he does best. Catch and shoot. Knock down the threes and knock down the jumpers in transition when, as a collective, defensively, they're getting out and running.
Yet I think, look, anyone who's ever played basketball before knows that every player is not created equal. Some guys have to really be put in position to succeed. If you don't put him in, Deuce is one of those players, at least right now, obviously we'll see where his career goes, but right now you need to put him in a position to perform at his best. And I didn't think, and I know you didn't either, they were not doing that in the first few games of the playoffs. He is not a backup point guard. He was asked to handle things that he was not comfortable doing. And then we all know in anything in life, when you're not comfortable doing something, the things that you are comfortable doing, you're not going to be as good at. Because then when you do get the opportunity, you're so worried about, I got to get the ball up. I don't want to turn it over. I got to make sure to get this guy. Then he gets an open shot, brick. Yeah. So I think now he's not worried about any of that stuff because he doesn't have to. So now you just put him in a spot that he's good at, plays defense, gets out in transition, hits threes, and you're money. And that's what he's doing now.
Yep, absolutely. And, look, man, there's a lot of credit to go around for sure. But, hey, going into this series, I thought Jalen Brunson was going to have no problems in scoring in this series. And that was the case. He finished with 29-6 with splits of 51%, 45% from 3, and 92% from the free throw line. How about the captain, Jalen Brunson, man? The bag was, the arsenal was just prolific over the weekend, man. Insane.
And especially that play on Barlow, right?
Oh,
like,
my God.
and for real, like we were at game 2. Barlow did a solid job on him at the end of game 2 when they did put
Yes,
him
he
in
did.
there, and he had a couple ISO. Jalen hit a couple shots, but those were not easy shots. He completely fried him on that move on Mother's Day Massacre. Like he took him cross up. No, I'm not gonna. No, I'm cross up. No, and I'm gonna cross you again. And then he takes him to the rim, and then Deuce makes the steal. Bridges has it. And you saw Bridges didn't even have to look. He knew where Jalen was already. He went like, hey, caught it, gone, 3-ball, game over. Good night, the lights.
That was it. That was the knockout blow.
That was the knockout blow. Everyone knew it. But look, Jalen is, and I got to give him credit too, because I think this gets overlooked with him because of how brilliant he's been. He sacrificed a little bit too with this new offense and become comfortable doing things that he wasn't doing for most of his career with the Knicks, and now he's playing off the ball more. I don't know if you've seen the stats about his usage. I'm going to find them. But it's crazy how much he's down his usage this year in the playoffs from what he was last year. It's like significant. I'm going to try to find it myself. But what he's doing is now he's trusting his teammates more, in my opinion. Like, not that he didn't trust them before, but he's trusting them more now to say, you know what, I can be off the ball and I'm going to trust them to make a play. I don't have to make every single play. I'm going to trust that they can do it. And if they need me, I'm going to be there to bail them out. Like I always do. And now you're seeing the confidence in him. I believe he has more confidence in his teammates now. His teammates have more confidence in themselves. And now he's getting easier looks. He's getting catch and shoot looks he wasn't getting before. He's getting shots on the move he wasn't getting. He's, I'm sure you've seen this, obviously with the Golden State flair, he's running more Steph Curry stuff off the ball. Like, you're seeing a Jalen that on the fly, he's become comfortable with, and I got to give him credit because he's the head of the snake. He's got to be able to make that switch when Mike Brown said, hey, we're going to change this up. We're going to go more cat-centric with the playmaking and do some different things. And Jalen's taken on that role, and it hasn't affected him one bit as a scorer. If anything, he's gotten better. So shout out to him for doing that, because that's not easy to do for anyone.
Shout out to Cap. We got a $10 super chat from Jason Wesley.
Here's a stat.
Shout out to Jason. Good. Yep, good.
So only 56% of Brunson's made field goals in the postseason have come with him on the ball, quote unquote. 55 of 98. Last year, that's 56%. Last year, that number was 71%. 128 of 181.
There you go. There you go. So it tells you a lot. And as you said, he's trusting his teammates. They're delivering for him. And the whole team is benefiting as a result. But just looking at, look, I hate to, crown this team. You don't want to crown this team just yet. But we could still give them credit for the success that he's had here, man. We have not had that much success, right? Like, we are still brand new to this in terms of this team winning the amount of games, 50 plus wins every season, right? The playoff appearances, he's gotten past the first round every single time every single year he's been in the playoffs with this team. He deserves a lot of credit. And here he was after the game. This question was by our guy Trilogy, James Edwards III. I'm reflecting on that, him being responsible for this franchise's turnaround. Here was Jalen Brunson after the game.
Jalen, I know you don't love talking about yourself, but this franchise has recently started winning again. The time that you got here, I think 47 wins, 50 wins, 51, 53. They'd only won 45 once since 2002. Is it surreal to you just how your career has played out and being able to help turn around a franchise that obviously very historic, but hadn't always won and is now kind of known for its winning as opposed to just the city it plays in?
I think that's a question I would love to answer once I retire. This place means a lot to me. And we're still writing a story. So I'll answer that another time.
Great answer.
Great answer.
Great answer by the captain, right? Look, like I said, for us on the outside, I think it's tremendous what he's been able to accomplish thus far. It's not easy to do it. It's not easy to hold yourself accountable when you do lose. And it's not easy to hold yourself accountable amidst an immense amount of pressure to really bring this franchise to the promised land. But so far, man, it's been insane. And look, that's why I don't listen to the naysayers and all the questions about him. because he's done a lot so far in a little bit of time, man.
And most don't take accountability. Joel Embiid,
100%.
complaining to the officials after game 3. I mean, there's guys, when you do that, your teammates see that. As the leader of the team, when you make excuses after every loss, your team sees that, and then that becomes a culture that you build on your team. Jalen has never done that. Jalen has always taken accountability, regardless of what you want to say about him. If you think he's taking too many shots at times or dribble too much, he's always taken accountability when he doesn't feel like he comes up. And you said, second round, since he's been in the playoffs, second round, conference finals, and we'll see what happens going forward. He has gone up, and now he's taken a team where, hey, I'm going to ask you this question because I heard Perk say this. Mm-hmm. If he delivers a championship, is he the greatest Knick ever? Perk said this today.
Yeah.
I think so, too.
Yeah. All it takes is one.
I think so, too. The only other question I think would be like Clyde, because he's 1-2.
For sure.
Right?
I mean, Clyde is still there for me. Right. Clyde is still it.
He's up there. He would pass Ewing. As much as I love Ewing, I think he passes Ewing.
Yes. If you get the job done.
Yeah.
It's it. If you break the 50-year franchise curse.
Yeah. And he's put up the numbers already. So we know that's already there. So now it's just deliver the championship, and I think that catapults him at the very top. And man, oh man.
Yeah, for sure.
What a decision his dad and him made, leaving Dallas and coming to New York. Changed his entire career.
For sure. And decision. And as you mentioned, in terms of the stats and him operating off ball, just going over to cleaning the glass, salutes everybody in the chat, CP and Morelli on the 1s and 2s. If you go over to cleaning the glass, if you look at last year's playoffs, in each of the playoffs, assisted on, which is the how often the player was assisted on all of their made shots. If you go to his first year with the Knicks playoffs, 23%. 2 years ago, 21%. Last year, 19%. He was getting busy. This year so far, 36%.
That is a monstrous jump.
He's been assisted on 36% of his made shots this playoff.
That's crazy.
Compared to 19 last year.
Yeah, that's insane. That tells you all you need to know. And yeah. I think, look, I've said this about a lot of guys who have played basketball. Like, Jalen's a great one-on-one player. No one would dispute that. You can't win championships by yourself. You just can't. You can't play only one-on-one and win. Like, we didn't see Michael Jordan do it. We didn't see Shaq do it. We didn't see Kobe do it. We didn't see LeBron do it. We saw none of those guys do it. And those are the top 5-6 players we've ever seen. So if they can't do it, we know that you need help. And the only way you're going to do that is you're going to have to trust your guys, and you're going to have to run stuff where you're not always on the ball, and it's different play sets. And to his credit, he's adopted that, and now he's become elite in all ways. And now I heard someone say this, I forgot who it was on ESPN, and they said, and it was a former player, and they said, when he has the ball and he's playing ISO at the top of the key, the entire defense can look at him and can key in on him in that scenario. But now that they're running so many off-ball screens and this guy's moving and he's moving, setting back screens, coming off, it's harder for the defense to know what the Knicks are going to do and where he's going to get the ball. So now it becomes an advantage to him where he doesn't have to have 5 guys staring right at him and then have to make a play.
Right.
So it's not only a sacrifice, but to me, it's going to benefit him in the long run. I think we've seen that early on.
Yeah. Well, the true test is going to come in the next round. It's going to test if it is who we think it is going to be. Hey, we're going to find out a little bit more tonight when the Cavs and the Pistons meet head-to-head at 8 p.m. We're going to find out what the Cavs are made of, and we're going to find out what the Pistons are made of. Right now, as I mentioned, the Knicks are number 1 in net rating in the playoffs right now. They're almost neck and neck for number 2 in defensive rating with the Detroit Pistons. Pistons. OKC number 1. Detroit. Yeah. I think San Antonio might be number 1. I got to double check. But either way, Knicks and Pistons neck and neck in terms of defensive rating. So it tells you that. Listen, while I was very impressed with the Philadelphia series and all that. Look, Philadelphia, they were halfway in Cancun by the time that game tipped off. But after game 3, they went to Cancun.
Yeah.
Detroit's not going to be that. And so that is going to test his patience, his trust, and the team's overall chemistry. Looks good right now. looks really good, but Detroit is going to put that to the test in that next round if those two teams should meet either Sunday or Tuesday next week.
They're definitely going to get tested more in a different way if it's Detroit, because Detroit, the thing about Detroit, though, which I think will be a problem for them, is they just can't score in the half court. And they're similar to Atlanta from that standpoint. Now, they do have a better player than anyone Atlanta has in Cade, who's a tremendous player. And Tobias, the way he's playing now, has been great. But Tobias is playing against undersized players right now in this Cleveland series. He's going to have to face Mikal, Josh, OG, some combination of those guys. That's going to be a different animal for him. So the question is, can he keep up this number 2 scoring option that he's been on? Because if he can't do that, I don't know if the Pistons can score enough, even if they do play good defense.
Right.
With that said, the brand of basketball the Knicks are playing should translate to any series. Now, it might not look quite the exact same, might be a little more difficult, like that game yesterday against Philly. That was the exact replica of Game 6 against Atlanta. The only difference is Philly has better offensive players. They were down 30 at the half instead of 47. That's the only difference. Atlanta was down 47 because they're not great in half court. Philly has better offensive players, so they're down 30. If the Knicks are playing this brand, they should go to the finals, and they should beat who's ever in front of them in the conference finals. I think it's more on them at this point to continue this brand. Yes, Detroit will pose some issues defensively, as I'm sure you're going to talk about. They will pose some issues for them.
Yeah.
But no matter what, the way they're playing right now and the talent they've always had on the roster, I'm confident that this can continue.
And as you mentioned, the new brand of basketball, hey, it is very much indicative in the stats so far. This is from Lev Akabas, and he is from Sportico, Sports Business and Data from Sportico. He says the Knicks average 283 passes per game in the second round versus Philly. That's their highest in any series in the Jalen Brunson era. The first round versus Atlanta was their second highest. So he's got a graph here showing all the years in terms of where their passing numbers were in the Brunson era. 2023, the first round, they were below 240. Then in the second round, they moved up to, say, about 245. 2024, they got up to 270. That was on the tips, a little on the 270 in the first round. Second round, a little bit over northwards of 260. 2025, which is last year, a lot lower. First round against Detroit, that was a little bit over 250. Probably say about 255. Second round against Boston, a little bit northwards of 250. And then, funnily enough, in the ECF against Indiana, they got it over 260. But now this year, under Mike Brown, first round against Atlanta around the 270 mark, and now against the Sixers, 283.
That's crazy when you think about it. And, I think I'll say this because I want to be fair and objective. They wouldn't be here if it weren't for Tibbs being the coach. Right? He set the culture. He changed the culture. The Knicks have been a disaster and an embarrassment for how many years before he got there? Majority of the 2000s and 2010s. He changed the culture. He did that. But you're seeing why they change coaches right now, because Mike Brown is willing to adapt. We saw him do it in the middle of the playoffs. We've seen him do it with the rotations. We've seen him do it with the offense. He's done it multiple times. Tibbs never would do that. And I think that's why they said to the world, and you got to give Leon Rose credit, who's his friend. He took a gamble, and he got criticized by a lot of people for doing it. But and we have no proof of this, I don't think the Knicks would be playing like this if Tibbs was still the coach, because this offense would not look like this, based on what Tibbs normally does. And knowing Tibbs, he's a lot like my college coach, Mr. Boeheim. Great coaches, but very stubborn. And when you're stubborn like that and you're unwilling to change, it's just, you're going to get in your own way sometimes. And I think that's what happened to Tibbs last year. And now Mike Brown is, that's why he knew when he got the job, he's like, I'm going to be collaborative. I'm going to be flexible with whatever we do. And if it's not working, I'm going to switch it. If this doesn't work, and he's done that all year. And now he's found something after game 3. And if he keeps finding what he's finding, he might find himself an extension. Okay. Because that's what the way they look right now offensively.
Looking like a well-oiled machine. So to everybody in the chat, once again, like, share, and subscribe. CP the Franchise, Justin Morelli here with a Game 4 debrief. All eyes will be on Cleveland tonight at 8 o'clock when the Pistons take on the Cleveland Cavaliers. I believe that is on Peacock. I mean, they're all over the place with the switching of the channels. You got to figure it out every single night. You got to Google it. But I think it might be on Peacock. either way, I'll be tapped in on that. Shout out to K Marco, franchise channel member, sends in a super chat, says we're the most dominant team I've ever seen over the last 7 games. If we keep playing this way, we win it all. Hashtag no cat, no rings. I'm going to get to cat in a second, but on the changes.
Jokic.
Sorry?
Cat or Jokic?
Cat or Jokic, right. But, on the, I guess, the evolution of this team throughout the regular season to now, here was Jalen Brunson when he was asked about, how far this team has come and what he sees. Here was Jalen Brunson.
I remember in Indiana, you said last year that you don't just start in the conference finals again. You got to go through the preseason and the regular season and the first round and the second round. Mm-hmm. Now that you are back, what was that journey like? And I guess what are the emotions being back in that same spot, looking to overcome that hurdle?
It was a roller coaster for sure. I think outside of the New York Knicks organization, things looked worse than what they were from the outside looking in, but from everyone inside the building, and we were working every single day to be the best team we can be. That's all we were focusing on. And we had times where it was positive and negatives, ups and downs, but that's what our goal was. And so that's still our goal, be the best team we can be, continue to learn, continue to get better. And so the journey shows you who you are.
All right, so that was the captain. Said the journey shows you who you are. And he said there's always going to be ups and downs. And I remember, obviously, with our show, and we hear from the fans every game, the doom and gloomers were out, man. They were out on this team. I'm just hearing first-round exits. I'm hearing, you're delusional how you still believing in this team. They're going to be first-round, second-round maximum. I never wavered, man. How did you feel about this team throughout the season?
You know me, I stand 10 toes down. Always.
Yeah.
I'm always going to tell you how I feel. I thought they would lose to Boston in the second round. That was what I thought going in.
Okay.
I thought they were a very good team. I didn't think they were a great team. And, very good teams are very good teams. I think to me, I put teams in different baskets. There's teams that can win a championship, and there's teams that can't. I didn't think the Knicks were a team that could win a championship. I thought if everything broke right, they could get to the finals. Based on the East, based on the matchups, based on different things, I thought if everything broke right, they could get to the finals. And I thought they could beat Boston. I just thought at the end of the season, and I didn't expect, obviously, Tatum to get hurt. The whole thing happened. But I thought Boston was a little better than them with their full team. Mm-hmm. I was wrong. I'm very happy about that. And, now looking at it, the team that they're playing right now, anyone who's watched this team last year or this year or whatever, if you tell me this looks like the same team as any point you've seen these last 2 years, then you're lying or you need glasses. So that to me is you just got to be honest. This team right now, the switch they flipped is a different level than I think even you who are never wavered and you thought probably they could get to the finals. But I think in your heart of hearts, if they played OKC, the team that you saw in the regular season, you probably would have given OKC the edge. Yeah, but now that you
I still do.
You said, but I still do too. But CP,
you never know.
I think
why you play the games.
This is not a you never know anymore. If they're playing like this going into the finals, OKC better bring their hard hat. Yeah, as we say. Because if they play around at all, they're going to lose.
Yeah, got to. For me, the way I thought about it, look, coming into this season, I always thought this team could make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. I didn't see a clear-cut barrier to them getting there. They just had to get themselves together, be healthy, most importantly, to be able to get to that spot. But, just from watching this team year in and year out, watching basketball year in and year out, I always say you just never know how things play out in the playoffs. The Pacers showed you that just last year. The same Knicks team showed you that last year. And anyone who's a Knicks fan, history has shown us this with this same team. You go back to 1994. That 94 Riley team in the middle of the season, February, they divert the plane going to Sacramento to stop in Reno, Nevada for a bonding trip because things were getting all helter-skelter and chaotic. They didn't have any chemistry. What happens? They get to the finals, should have won it, and could have easily won it against the Houston Rockets. 1999, that team wasn't revered until afterwards, until the LJ 4-point play or the Houston shot. That team, they were the A seed, mired in injury. Sprewell struggling when he first got here. We why did we trade John Starks? We traded for the guy that choked out PJ Carlesimo. He's not even playing well. They were about to fire Van Gundy in 99.
Yep.
So, I mean, way worse drama, way worse doom and gloom back in those days, and you see what happens. That's why you just got to wait and see, because I just felt like this team could flip a switch, and there was way too much talent and experience to just be like, oh, they could lose to the Hawks. They were never going to lose to the Hawks. That was not even close to being in peril. And to the Sixers as well. I thought the Sixers would have given them a tougher shot for sure. I didn't think it was going to be this easy. But I just thought behind Brunson, there was way too much talent. And even if he had to go it alone, there was still going to be a high floor for them to be a tough out in the playoffs. So that's why I was like, yo, you take the diapers off. This team is going to be A-okay. They're going to be fine, bro. And now they've been better than that. They've been outstanding.
Yeah, and I think, look, with Jalen leading the team, they're going to be a tough out in the playoffs. That's for sure. And we discussed before the Hawks series, I thought they should have won that series in 5. We both talked about that. We were two people that didn't think the Hawks should give them any trouble, which is why when they were down 2-1, I was like, I can't with this team. How is this team doing this again? Yeah. Right? They choke game 2, just like they did against Indiana last year in game 1. Then they blow the game at the end in game 3. And I'm like, are we doing this again? How are we doing this again? They have more talent than what they've played. Well, the best thing that ever happened to them were those 2 games.
Yeah.
Because whatever that did for the psyche, because sports is all about your confidence and how you play as a team. And yeah, you could be really talented, but it's about the group. And look how close OKC is, right? You see it. They have the post-game press conferences. They're all piling on each other. They've been doing that since, they were together. It's not a mistake that they're that good. Yeah, they're really talented, but they're also, they play for each other on the court.
Yeah.
I'm seeing that from this Knicks team now. I hadn't seen that, honestly, in 2 years. Not that they hated each other, but I just don't think they were on this mission with this one agenda and this one goal. I feel like there were different things going on in the locker room, and it doesn't mean they weren't a really good team. It doesn't mean they couldn't have gotten to the finals. I didn't think they were capable of winning a championship based on what I had seen from them the last 2 years. Well, my opinion's completely changed now. And, I knew it after the game 6 of the Hawks. That's when I first realized, because it's not about the team you're playing. It's about how you beat them and how you play. You saw a difference in this Knicks team, and I knew it was going to carry over to Philly, just like I know it's going to carry over to Detroit or Cleveland. Doesn't mean they're going to win 4 straight or win, but whatever. But I know they're going to carry this over, because that's the way they've decided now. They're all together in this, and they're going to play, and they're going to play for respect. I told you that when I was on here at the beginning. They're playing for respect now. They're playing that play when Jalen cooked Barlow and goes to hoop. Deuce is a step quicker. No, most guys aren't even paying attention there when they throw the ball in. And he steals the ball, gets a basket. They're like they're like a bunch of hyenas on the court right now. And it's amazing. That's really what they look like, a bunch of hyenas.
100%. And that's, to me, again, like I've been saying, that to me is where they can truly win this thing. It's going to be on the defensive end. So shout out to the squad so far. And yeah, man, ended it in a Mother's Day massacre against the Philadelphia 76ers. We want to shout out one of our sponsors of today's show, and that is Harry's, man. Hey, those of you that have been fans of the Harry's Shave Club, check out Harry's Plus, because just for $10, they will get you covered, man. Check out the Harry's Plus starter set, which comes with the razor. It comes with the shave gel. You get the travel cover as well. And, yeah, man, shout out to Harry's, man. The Harry's Plus razor with the advanced pivoting system for superior contouring and comfort. And also, the Harry's Plus handles are only compatible with the Harry's Plus blades. So just remember that. But either way, man, you can get it today for $10 using our code KFTV. Just heading over to harrys.com and use our code KFTV, man. Check out the starter set. And shout out to Harry's for sponsoring today's show. You get the German engineered blades, the precision trimmer, the lubricating strip, the no-slip grip, and as I said, the advanced pivoting system. You get the progressive blade technology and the compact cartridge, man. So shout out to Harry's. Head over to harrys.com. Use our code KFTV for $10 on the trial set. Shout out to our guys at Harry's, man. You can get it in different colors. You get the onyx blue, you get the tie, the green, the moss, and the red clay there, man. So there you go, man. There you go, Merle, man. Head over to Harry's and get yours. You gotta get fresh for the ECF, man.
Gotta do it. I got people asking me for tickets now, to the ECF, because and really wasn't happening. Last year wasn't like this. Yeah. Like, I think it's gotten even now, the expectations have ratcheted up where, you got to go to Harry's before you get to the Eastern Conference Finals. Everyone wants tickets. Everyone's going to be traveling. Are you going to try to go to the road city, whether it's Cleveland or Detroit, for games 1 or 2? I guess it would be 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, depending.
Yes. Well, hopefully it's Cleveland. Well, no, absolutely not Cleveland, because that place is a dump. No disrespect to anybody there. But, I'll take my chances in Detroit a little bit more. But, that Cleveland, man. Boy, talk about doom and despair, man. Yeah, that place is dump.
Their stadium, is it not a good stadium?
It's just the city was just a little, like I said, we stepped off the plane. I mean, it was just overcast all day. The food was horrible. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame was good. We did go there. We did get our tourism on. Went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But other than that,
we apologize for everyone who grown up in Cleveland or in the Cleveland area. You know what?
No disrespect.
We'll send you edible arrangements or something, or a gift basket, to get you through your day in Cleveland, because obviously it's not good.
Not my cup of tea, that Cleveland stuff, man. I can see why LeBron left so many times. I mean, not my cup of tea. I can see why LeBron went to Miami and Los Angeles of all places. Can you blame the guy?
After he spent a couple of years there, he's like, you know what? I gotta go. I gotta go to Miami, but next time I'll go to Paris or something.
Can you blame the guy? No, I really can't. So he made a good decision, that LeBron James. He made a good decision, man. So there it is. Yeah. For those of you that haven't seen it, check out my episode. You know how Portnoy and Barstool does the pizza reviews. Check out my pizza review live after Game 2 of the Cleveland and Knicks series back in 2024. Check out my review. It wasn't all that good.
Forever ago now, doesn't it?
Or was it 23? Was it 24? 23. That was 24.
Was it 24? No, 24. It had to be 23. 24. 24. They were Philly the first round, weren't they?
23. 23. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. That was, the lights were too bright for Jared Allen.
It was. Absolutely was, man. Let's hear from on the phones, Pimp Shrimp 603. New caller. Pimp Shrimp, how you feeling, man?
Yo, I'm doing good. CP, Justin, how y'all doing?
Good, man. What's your name? Where you calling in from, man?
Elite name, by the way.
Vic. Thank you so much. Thank you, Justin. My name's Victor. I'm calling in from New Hampshire.
Nice.
So not too far, man. Holding it down over here.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I'm so glad you mentioned that, CP. I've been wanting to ask for the longest time. So I know Alex, I think he says he's in the Massachusetts area, correct?
Yes. Alex is holding us down in the New England area.
I feel like I could be crazy for saying this, but is there any way we can kind of do like some type of watch party or something in the Massachusetts area? I don't know if we're deep enough for it.
No, we definitely are. We definitely are. We just never done it yet. We just have not done it yet. Yeah. So no, it's a great idea. Not a bad idea at all. And maybe that's something we could put together for this week.
Yeah, absolutely. If you do, I feel like the crowd for it will definitely be big enough.
Sure.
Every time. I mean, I went out there on a Tuesday and I was walking around with my Knicks jersey, and everybody, I mean, all of a sudden everybody's a Knicks supporter all of a sudden, which was very funny.
They come out the woodworks like the groundhog, man.
Yeah, everybody's congratulating and do, beat Philly, but real quick, I'll try to keep it short. Mm-hmm. What do you guys think of the refereeing this series? I kind of feel like it was like a fair call, but I want to see what you guys think about it.
Yeah, I mean, outside of Game 2, which to me is always, the fix is always in. I'm always a conspiracy guy about Game 2, especially for the team that's up. Game 3, the Knicks got plenty, and they got to the free throw line plenty of times. So I thought it kind of evened out. But Game 2, I always expected to go the other way.
Yeah, I agree. I thought Game 2 more in the first half was rough. Then it evened out a little more. And the rest of the series was overall fine. I thought, look, it's hard to be an official these days. The game's so physical. It's fast-paced. You just want consistency. That's really what you want on both sides. I think they did a good job of that. Embiid doesn't think so, but everyone else does.
I don't think I've ever seen a big man end up on the floor as much as Embiid. And then he wonders why he's so, injured. God bless.
Yeah.
What was the other point I wanted to ask? I feel like now the more that I think about it, I'm not really as nervous for Detroit as I was like earlier in the season. I think we've developed as a team chemistry wise and all around. Man, like Oklahoma, I kind of feel like it's like a 5v6 because it's not only their starting five, you're also going against the refs.
Yeah.
So it's going to be like a tough series.
They've got that aura, man. They've got that championship aura that you just can't stand it. You know, Lakers had that. The Bulls were like that back in the 90s.
If you want a good sign, the officiating in Game 3 of the Lakers Thunder series, I thought was good. So from Game 2 was a rough whistle in my opinion for the Lakers. That there was a lot of, you know, as we say, fishiness going on in that game. But I think Game 3 was called pretty fairly. I think, look, everyone's made a pretty big deal about it. You hope that it kind of evens out a little bit. And, you know, listen, if you're a Knicks fan, you got to root for San Antonio in this series against Minnesota because you want, the Thunder to have to play a tough conference finals, and I don't think Minnesota would give them much of that.
Nah.
And you also, San Antonio could beat them. So I think if you're a Knicks fan, you should be rooting hard. Thank God they didn't suspend Wemby. You should be rooting hard for Minnesota. I mean, for San Antonio in that Minnesota series.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
All right,
I agree. That would be probably the most elite matchup in the finals. But I won't hold long. I hear a lot of people jumping in here. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it, man.
Appreciate you.
Yeah,
Justin.
stay tuned, man. If we get something cracking out there up in the New England area, we'll let you know, man. Stay tuned, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys.
All right.
Thanks, brother.
Let's go to Hooper. Hooper, you up next, man. What's good, man?
Yo, it's good.
How you doing, man?
Doing great. That was a great win yesterday. You know, the Knicks are locked in, you know. They're ready for anybody. Bring it on.
Let's go. Let's go. Hooper, where you checking in from, man?
He was telling me he was like...
Where you live, man? Where you checking in from?
Yeah, I live in Texas.
Oh, which part?
I'm in, what do you call it? Collin County area.
Okay. I've never heard of that, man.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. No doubt.
Oh, yeah, what do you call it? One of my friends was talking about we're not beating OKC. I'm like, man, we will. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Who cares what the theatrics say, you know? We got okay. We'll beat them, you know?
I mean, that's how the story needs to end. You know, they've been on a high. They got all these contributions from everybody. AJ Mitchell is now looking like Isaiah Thomas out there against the Lakers.
Man, I wish we kept drafting AJ Mitchell. Kept him, man. That guy is so good.
He's really good.
Hey, no disrespect to Tyler, the creator, but damn, we get AJ Mitchell. No disrespect to Tyler, man.
AJ Mitchell, man. This guy's just frying the entire Lakers for us.
Yeah, 100%.
I got the wrong left.
Holla at your boy, Hooper. Grabba, you up next.
Here, I'm in the spot.
Yes, sir. How are you, man?
Man, I'm good. CP Justin was good, man. You know, I got to hit y'all on these debriefs, man. Y'all had these debriefs, man. It was good with y'all, man.
We in here, man. How you feeling, man?
Man, I'm good. You know, I've been sweeping since yesterday. My crib is stocked with CP word. I took the broom throughout the whole
crib. What you used the Fabuloso? Did you use the Fabuloso too, man, or just the broom?
Boy, you gotta use the Fabuloso. You know, I'm Puerto Rican. You know we gotta use the Fabuloso. Come on now, CP. Throw a little bit of water in there.
The lemon or the purple, man? You go with the lemon or the lavender, man?
Lavender all day. Come on.
That lavender Fabuloso get you right, man.
Come on, I got the whole crib smelling like a dream in here. What you talking about?
Let's go.
Come on, you know how we get down.
Let's go.
But yeah, man, I'm hyped, man. You know, I'm trying to keep it composed. You know, I'm trying to, but it's hard not to get excited about, you know, the potential of this team right now. And I think really the only thing that really could get in our way is ourselves. I don't like the OKC did, you know, big bad Thunder out in the West, but I think they're right to be had. You know what I'm saying? Like they're a team that they play very aggressive on defense. To put, you know, they're trying to turn you over, but they give up a lot of threes. That's like the main flaw in their defense. They give up a lot of threes, and you know, with the way we've been shooting, like I said, you know, I called it yesterday. The way we've been shooting lately, man. If we could keep up this momentum and just stay locked in, like we got to punch this chance, man. Detroit, I ain't worried about Detroit. I'm definitely not worried about Cleveland with them fakers over there, man. So
yeah,
I'm feeling good, man. Like this could be the year, man. And all I'm saying is just get ready for me to call crime, man, if it happens, man. That's all I'm saying, man.
Let's go. Shout out to Grabba on the Discord. And shout out to Team Fabuloso, man. Are you the lemon Fabuloso or the lavender Fabuloso? Throw it in the chat. Let us know how you guys are feeling, man. Which way you going when you clean in the crib, man? The lemon or the lavender? I've used both. I got both. Right now in the basement, I probably got the lavender joint. I got to check, man. I got to check. But yeah, you always know when you walk into a restaurant, they use the Fabuloso OD. But yeah, man, salute. So what are you hoping for, man, for this East Finals? Are you hoping for Sunday or Tuesday?
It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
Whatever OG would be ready. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
That's kind of the way I look at it. They're going to get a week off anyway.
Yeah.
And, they're going to have to fight off rust. I mean, that definitely could be a factor. You're getting a week off minimum. But I think, look, if they keep locking in the way they are, they're going to get some practice days. It's like almost like a training camp they're going to get over these next. They could put some new wrinkles in, maybe even into the offense that could surprise whoever they play. It doesn't matter to me. I want to see this series go a while. And I think no matter what they say about OG and it was minor, you're still a hamstring. And you want him to, even if you could play, you still want him to get as much away from that injury as possible and not re-aggravate it. You know what I'm saying? So I think at the end of the day, whatever that would mean is fine. Whether it's Sunday or Tuesday, I'll be ready. I think it's more about who do you want to play? You want to play Cleveland, I'm assuming.
I want to play Detroit, man.
Okay. You want the challenge.
I want revenge.
You want the revenge.
Get them up out of there.
Yeah.
And let them know you're not on this level, man. It's not your time.
And it would be a good test for OKC as well, in terms of defensively.
Yes. It'd be a good test.
A lot more than Cleveland would. Cleveland would be a different type of thing.
No.
So yeah, I agree. I go back and forth, but yeah, if we play Detroit, it would be nice to get a little revenge. And they're a little cocky right now about us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They think they owned us this year. They think they got us now. They sunned us. Like we need to return
smack
the favor.
fire. You gotta smack fire them.
We owe them.
Gotta smack fire them. Well, listen, if it is Cleveland, then game one would be at Madison Square Garden, and the good news is it would be at the Garden. Knicks would have home court. The bad news is the cheapest price right now in the secondary market is $655 just to get in. So that's where we come in for you guys, man. Head over to SeatGeek.com or download the SeatGeek app and use code KFTV for 10% off your tickets. All right, little savings can go a long way, man, and get you an extra Subway fare, extra Subway token, get you a little Coke, a little Glizzy or something for your date, whatever it is. KFTV 10. Look for the green dots on the SeatGeek app or SeatGeek.com. Those are the good deals. They rank the deals from amazing down to good. The red dots, stay away from those. You're going to get jerked. You're not going to get the best bang for your buck. Always look for the green dots, and it's pretty much that simple, man. You type in Knicks, the Eastern Conference Finals home games will come up. You click on which one you want to go to. The first one, the second one, game 6 if necessary. You click on your seat. Put in your information and put in the promo code KFTV10. It's that simple. So shout out to SeatGeek, the #1 rated ticketing app and the official ticketing app of KnicksFanTV. Salute to you guys, man.
And one more thing for Hooper.
Yeah.
He was on before. I was going to say this before. It's a good thing. Take it as a compliment when people start to tell you, well, they can't beat OKC. Because that's how good they're playing right now. That's the only name and team they could bring out that could even be, they have in their bag left.
Yeah.
You notice they're not saying Detroit.
Right.
They're not saying San Antonio. So that means everyone else is scared. Because the Knick haters are now going to come out, it's only Philly and...
Oh, yeah, they've been doing that. You
know what I mean? Oh, they only played Philly and Atlanta. Oh, they don't say that when other teams play those teams. No. And Oklahoma City was played, basically LeBron and a bunch of people from the AAU, right? And a bunch of people from the Y. They played LeBron and them. And in the first round, they played Phoenix, who was a play-in team. Yeah. No one says anything about that. They're like, KC is dialed in. But when it's the Knicks, there's always some sort of caveat.
They didn't play anybody.
They didn't play anyone. Yeah. So take it as a compliment that the only thing they now can throw at you is the best team in the NBA. That's the level they're on now.
CP the Franchise, Morelli in here. We're going to clear out the phones. We see who we want to close with. So let's get to 2 more people, and then we're going to close with the Glockster. Let's go to NSB Corey. NSB Corey, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Yo, what's going on, CP?
How you doing, man? Good to hear from you, man.
Hey, man, I'm good, man. Yo, this weekend was so lit, bro. Moms came through, watched first half of the game. I had to tell her to mind mind myself because, things might get a little bit ignorant. But, the game itself, man, it had me off my seat, man.
Yeah.
I just want to come in and say, man, all 82 plus these wins, man, we going deep, bro.
Let's go.
We going deep.
Let's go.
From top to bottom, Mike Brown needs a ton of credit, bro. Everyone was calling for his name to be fired. Now this guy look like a genius.
Yeah.
So, he's pulling the right strings, getting these guys humming. The bench looks good. You got everybody solidified in their roles. Beyond that, the defense is so connected. Like, it's like guys, they ain't missing a step. Like, one guy rotates, another guy's flying out. Like, those are the type of plays that win these games in the playoff, bro.
Yeah.
Rebounds are essential. We got everyone going to the boards. You got McCall touching feet in the paint and finishing. That
Crazy.
right there was the prime concern for me, for him.
Yeah.
Is this guy needs to touch paint and finish. So we seeing too many good things. To me personally, Pistons can't do nothing against us. Cade's gonna get blitzed. He's the turnover machine, and we ready to rock, bro. That's all I gotta say.
Appreciate the call, man. Appreciate the call, NSB Corey on the Discord. And as he mentioned, Justin, the Mike Brown changes. This is from our guy DJ Ace on Twitter. Knicks playoff minutes in the semifinals compared to last year's semifinals, 6 games against the Celtics. The minutes-wise, Bridges down 116 minutes. OG didn't play the last 2 games, so he's down 160. Brunson down 90. Hart down 81. Cat down 109. McBride down 47. Mitch down 77. So this is not just, a product of getting a sweep here versus going 6 games. It's a pretty significant minutes drop across the board for some of your top guys.
I love the comparisons from last year to this year, like that everyone keeps bringing up. Like all season has been good or bad, right? The Tibbs detractors come out, the Knicks start off, then the Tibbs supporters come out when they go in the slump after the cup. And now all of a sudden the playoffs, obviously all these things are going to come out. I think that was another big reason. Aside from the adapting, it was playing more guys and playing guys less minutes. And, that's what Mike Brown has done. And he's trusting his whole roster. That's significant, obviously. Now, part of that, if we're being fair, Cat's part is he's been in foul trouble. So
that's
those
true,
are
too. That's true. That is true. That is true.
And another small part of it is the Knicks are up 40 in some of these games. So they didn't even play the starters in the fourth quarter in game 4. So I think it's a little inflated, but generally it's still going to be less because of the fact that Mike Brown's playing more bench guys. That's just what he does. He trusts his guys. Jalen sometimes sits until 5.5, 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
At times, depending on how the game's going. So look, you got to give Mike Brown a lot of credit. He's taken a lot of heat. I think we were both on him after games 2 and 3. He did not coach good games in those games, admittedly. But he's flipped it. And he's completely flipped it. And now he looks like a genius. And that's coaching in the NBA, right? Like that's how quickly it could turn. And he's been willing to change from the beginning. That's why the Knicks hired him. You said it, I think the first day when you came on here after they made this, you said they wanted a collaborative guy. That the front office and him could go. There's no way the front office hasn't been involved in some of these decisions throughout these playoffs, probably.
Sure. So yeah,
give him credit.
Absolutely. Back to the phones we go. Rapid fire, Redman, you up next. Rapid fire, how you doing?
Yo, how you doing, CP? How you doing, Justin?
We here, man. How you doing?
What's up?
The Hawks, sit down. 76ers, sit down. All the diaper babies who thought we weren't going to be here, sit down.
Talk to him.
All the people said, fire Mike Brown, sit down. Okay, Chuck from ESPN, sit down. All you commentators, sit down. OKC, sit down. Who else is next? Detroit, sit down.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it. Let's go. Mike Brown doing his thing. Let's go.
Let's go.
CP all the way, baby.
Let's go.
I'm here with my son. My son say, "What's up? Sit down. What's up? Sit down." Yeah. We play game. Let's go.
Let's go, man. Shout out to Redman and Little Redman going crazy.
Yeah.
Let's go.
He understood the assignment. He understood the rapid fire assignment.
Yeah, Little Redman in there too, man. Shout out to them. Let's go, Funky, how you feeling, man?
Yo, what's up, CP? Yeah, man, I'm not gonna match the energy of that guy, but I will say I was watching the Detroit versus Cleveland series.
Yes.
Doing a quick scouting report. Man, listen, Detroit don't have the offense. I really look at them and I think to myself, where is the offense coming from? Yes, Cade is the top scorer in the playoffs right now, averaging 30 points per game, even higher than SGA. But we got to cut off the water, and it's really the water is these guys live in the middle. Their cuts go down the middle. Cade is doing his post fadeaway drives down the middle. Everything is down the middle. Watch the next Cleveland and Detroit game. You're going to notice these guys can't really. We have to push these guys to the baselines. Let them operate out there. We got to cut the water off, and it's everything. Every one of their plays is down the middle. To me, that is the key that I'm going to be watching, and hopefully Mike Brown has our guys ready. Because the difference between Philly's defense and Detroit's defense is Detroit's going to be a lot more physical on the perimeter defense, stiff hands. So as long as our guys are ready, listen, Jalen Brunson is going to get blitzed, and we got to be ready that they're going to play the passing lanes. That's all. That's all I'm gonna say for now. I'm keeping it rapid fire. Shout out to KnicksFanTV. Y'all are amazing. Y'all are great. Shout out to the fans.
Appreciate you, man. Where you checking in from? You said FunkyExpat. Where are you checking in from?
So I'm right now I'm living in Florida, but last time I called was probably 3 years ago. I was out of DC. FunkyExpat is what I'm trying to do, man. I'm trying to lead the country. So it's manifesting. It's manifesting.
Got you.
Know?
Okay, got you, man. Well, we wish you luck in that quest. Not sure if you passport broing or you're a diplomat or whatever it is, man. We wish you luck in that quest, sir. Wish you luck,
man. Peace.
All right, FunkyExpat, man. Wish him well on his travels. I don't know if where he's headed.
It's unclear.
Yeah, it's unclear. TBD. But we wish him well on getting up out of here. Okay, let's close with the Glockster. CodyGlock on the Discord. Let's go.
Silly Ping, you hear me, Silly Ping?
I hear you, man. I hear that you are not at work. Are you on the way to work?
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, I'm not at work at all, but I got to go downstairs real quick. I'm sorry.
I hear you.
I don't want to take up too much of y'all time. I know time is precious for somebody like you and for somebody like Giugiano. You feel me? So let me just, you feel me?
Yeah.
Hold on. Oh, the door's right here. All right, boom. I can't go full on CodyGlock nightmare mode, right?
Yeah.
I can't go
it is only 6
mode.
o'clock. It's only 6 o'clock.
It's only 6 o'clock, but the other reason I can't go for wait before that, what's the sponsor today, CDP? I'm sorry.
Harry's Plus.
Harry, which one is Harry's? The one with the I know which one is Harry's.
Yep,
Yo, shout out Harry's. Shout out Harry's. I take care of my beard and stuff like that profusely with the utmost friction in my mission. No testimonials, church, preach, tabernacles, and other forms of pubes. Yo, listen, man, it's getting crazy out here. We sweeping it's a guy, right? Some dude, he makes content, and I seen him for the past week and a half go from the most confident man on earth. Shout out to MJ dude. I seen him go for the most confident Sixers fan on earth.
Yeah.
To just like a little crust pebble of nothingry and just sad. And he had to put a Philly Eagles jersey on. Like, what does the Eagles have to do with any of this? But anyway, right? I can't be full CodyGlock nightmare mode because I've seen this before, bro. We seen this movie before.
Not like this.
If we want to get a Super Mario Galaxy to our Super Mario movie, we need to make the finals. If we're gonna see a number 2, we need to make a final. I want to be hyped so bad right now. I want to jump for joy so bad right now, but the job's not finished, man.
It's not finished.
We have either Detroit or the Cavs to worry about,
Yeah.
And when we get past them, you'll see all the window. You see all the CodyGlock antics. You see all the crazy, like, you feel me? I'll all get fired on purpose for y'all.
Yeah, you're gonna be in the streets, man. We outside, man. We gonna call Nico up. We'll be outside, man.
Of course, man. Like, I'll get fired for the cause, B, but this is not the time to do it. Let's chill out, We got the Mitchell Revenge shirts out. Copy your Mitchell Revenge tees. Y'all missed the 15% off. We want all our money now.
Yeah.
We want all our money.
Let's go.
So go copy your tees, right? And don't be fooled, y'all, because Giussiano, he's a spitter. He's a spitter. Don't be fooled by this.
Talking about you, man. Talking about you, man.
I appreciate you, brother.
Don't be fooled by sports content and all of that. Giussiano off a bar, you don't want to see him. You don't want to see him. All right, so boom, right? The last point I got, right?
Yeah.
The last point I got. So there's a pattern that I'm seeing on the closeouts, like the games where we could like advance. We've been thugging and bugging. 2 straight. First, it was I think the first half we blitzed Atlanta for 81 or something like that. I don't know. But then now for the sweep, we say, yo, F our old record. We gonna double down. We're not gonna miss no threes. And if we so happen to miss threes, just get 6 straight offensive rebounds like it's nothing. That's the plan.
Multiple ways to win. Multiple ways to beat you, man.
And we killed the Sixers. It wasn't even like I felt sorry for Maxey. Like I was looking at him and he just looked like a sad Kai Cenat looking. Like I don't know why he like it was levels. It was like you've seen the level.
Yeah.
And Maxey, he has to look in the mirror like, yo, damn, I'm not on Brunson's level. I thought I was nice, you know, but I'm just not there.
He's not there.
So. Last thing I wanted to just say, like, yo, bro, let's not get too hyped. We got one more series, and then we could jump out the window. I don't care. Shout out Nikki Pipes, man.
Shout out to Nikki, man. Yeah.
Shout out Nikki Pipes, man. Shout out CP Free Throws, man. You feel me? Shout out Giussiano, you know.
Shout out Morelli, man.
Shout out, shout out Uncle Magic. Shout out Perry Saturn.
Yeah.
Shout out Hitman Lee, because that's who Mike Brown turned into. That's a ball Pokemon, but he actually fight, you know. That's how we look at. And I'm out, man. Peace, man.
Peace. Peace to the Glockster, man. Throw some 5s in the chat for the Glockster. They said he was holding back. That's just a 6:00 p.m. energy from CodyGlock, man.
First of all, I might have to go with Giussiano. I like Giussiano. My apologies, Glockster, because my mom was texting me. I had got sidetracked for a second, so I didn't hear you. And obviously, still day after Mother's Day, you still gotta show love.
Of course.
So my apologies. I might go with Giussiano. When my girl comes in later, I might
call me
Giussiano needs some space right now. He needs to do some work. So I might have to go with that, to be honest with you. But I would say this to you too. Yes, the job's not finished, and you should think that way, and the Knicks are thinking that way. But it's still okay to get excited, because they are playing at a level right now that we have not seen them hit, and they're playing like the team that can win the championship, and you should be excited about that, and you should be optimistic about the potential of this team, because like CP said earlier, we haven't had many teams like this over the years where you actually go into the Eastern Conference Finals saying, damn, we're going to be favored to win this series by a lot of most people are going to, no matter who wins at Cleveland, Detroit.
Yeah.
And you have a legitimate chance to not only go to the finals, but to win the chip. So you should be excited. You don't jump out the window. I'm not saying that, but get excited. Stand up on a table or something. Give us that.
Okay.
You should get excited to do that. But yes, the job's not finished. That is true.
The job is not done. Excellent debrief. Justin, excellent debrief. All of our callers. We got 1,000 people in here. Do us one more favor, man. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Share this video with a fellow diehard Knicks fan. Make sure you guys are following Justin at Justin.Morelli or at The Shot. How do you spell out The Shot Clock on IG? Shot.clock?
The Shot Clock. It's just The Shot Clock.
Shot Clock.
We paid off some kid, deep in the country or something.
Yeah,
and
you got the name back.
Yeah, we got the name. We had the Shot Clock show. We had to give him a couple, we had to give him a little
couple ducats.
Yeah, we had to give him it before we go too crazy over here. You got to give it to him while you're still, he doesn't, before he sees too much green. He's like, these guys, I can charge some serious coin.
All right.
No, we got him at a short.
All right, so we got the name back. Follow him at The Shot Clock. And yeah, man, stay tuned for more KFTV action during the week. We will be back and covering this thing. We'll see who the Knicks play, obviously, by the end of the week. but great show. Shout out to all the callers once again. Salute to our franchise channel members, Jason Wesley, Kane Marco. Shout out to Bean Bronx, $5 super chat says, don't forget the confidential informant of the game, Quentin Grimes. His money's wired to an offshore account. Knicks Nation appreciates his business. Shout out to Grimes, man.
Trade now. Look, by the way.
Woo, terrible.
Like, I mean, if you're trying to win, and they obviously were because, they were at a place where Embiid was hurt. I know that. But, if you're trying to win, you give away for a late first-round pick, a guy who was on pace to win the Rookie of the Year last year before he hurt his thumb. I think it was his thumb.
Yeah,
and you give away, how much could they have used him as a backup guard? He might have closed game 2. He could have been in some of these games. I don't think they would have won anyway, but that would have made it, a little more interesting for a team that had no bench.
Yeah.
Just crazy when you think about it. They just gave up on him like that.
Insane. $10 super chat from Kane says, gentlemen, I want you to think about this. We only need to win 8 of the next 14 possible games. We've done that all year anyway, and that was before we started playing like this. So Kane's doing the math. He says, hey, mathematically, it should be a slam dunk, but hey, it's got to be earned on the court, and it's going to be much, much tougher. So shout out to CU K Marco, Proven X's, and B cosplayed a mop this series. Yeah, he sure did. Do things, shout out to Do Things, shout out to Genergy81. And yeah, man, be back at it tomorrow, man. If you guys want to call in, you guys want to chop it up, we'll open up the phone lines and we'll get it together, man. TP the Franchise, Justin Morelli. Like, share, subscribe. Remember, go to harrys.com and get the trial set using code KFTV. Get the trial set for $10. Shout out to Harry's Shave Club and check out the brand new Harry's Plus. All right, we out of here, man. Peace.
Appreciate you guys.